Welcome to Thursday night, the Kingdom Way. And we've got Pat with us today. There's another Pat.
Mhm.
She's not here today. Melanie's not here, and neither is um
Sally, Sally.
Sally or anybody else for that matter, but that's okay. We've got Pat and whoever's watching, so that's all fantastic.
It's all
Anyway,
we need, right?
um, yeah. How was your week, Pat?
Oh, my life is good, and I really appreciate that. Usually it's the same week after week after week, which I cannot complain about that.
Yeah.
And when I look around and see, maybe other people, and especially my age, I thank God for who I am and how He has taken care of me. And that's how I feel.
Yeah.
That's how
And
I
and
feel.
that's such an important message that you said right there, is be grateful. That's I think that's probably one of the biggest things. Like the word says, give thanks with a grateful heart. Give thanks.
Uh,
Thank God, have a thankful heart. And
yeah,
that's what
yeah.
it is. And boring. There's nothing wrong with
Same,
structure
same.
and just repeat, 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 repeat. There's nothing big
Mm-hmm,
happening in life. It's just peaceful. It just is what it
mm-hmm,
is, and that's
mm-hmm.
okay. And another thing with being, quote, boring or repeat, 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 that's what we do with our food plan,
Ah,
basically, right?
isn't that the
Because when you
truth?
start
Isn't
to,
that the truth?
when you start to get bored, it's like, oh, that's not quite good enough. I want to make it exciting. And then you start adding in stuff or playing around with things, and before you know it, you've got yourself right back to where you were.
Yeah, that's the truth. That's the truth. And and you can't treat it like a diet. If something's
No,
working
it's a
for you,
lifestyle.
yes, thank you. Thank
Hmm.
you. Yes, because I treated it like a diet for 10 years. I yeah,
Yes.
10 years.
Mhm.
Uh, and I have members that lost 100 pounds in 1 year. And I
Yep.
had to adjust my mind more than anything, to tell you the truth. And so I'm very happy that it has to be the Lord that it taught me, I'm an emotional overeater, a binge eater, a mindless eater, and a volume eater. That's me, okay? And
Yeah, me
until you
too.
face things like that, you can't be successful because your mind isn't going towards that. It's only going towards the food.
Yeah.
And being an emotional overeater, food made me happy. It did everything for me. It was my friend, different things
Yeah.
like that, being an emotional overeater. And I'm lucky that I was very active, or I would have gained a lot more weight. As a dancer, as an exercise person for years and years and years, that was my interest in music and everything. And I was
Hmm.
lucky that way, I feel, because my eating was really out of control, as you can tell. Yeah.
Yeah. And
Mhm.
I've um I've been the same as far as eating, eat for any reason. My whole
Mhm.
mind would be
Mhm.
on, okay, I just finished lunch, and then be thinking about when am I going to eat next? How much more time until I
Yeah.
eat next? When am I
Yeah.
going to eat next? That kind of thing.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
really ridiculous that your life becomes your food. And when,
Right.
I think of Jesus that said, my food is to do the will of the Father.
Hmm.
That's really our
Hmm.
food. Not that we don't
Right.
need
Right.
nourishment in our body to do it, but to start looking at our what we eat
Hmm.
physically as being
Hmm.
nourishment, not eating because for the hedonic reasons, because it tastes good, it looks good, other people are
Hmm.
doing it. I saw an advertisement for that or any of those reasons. And
Right.
I
Right.
did what you were talking about. I went to Weight Watchers many, many years ago, over
Hmm.
50 now or something. Yeah, over 50 years ago. And I
Okay.
lost over 100 pounds.
Okay.
And then once I lost my 100 pounds and I became a lifetime member, I thought, well, I've arrived now. Now I can eat.
Right.
And so
Right.
many people do
Right.
that because I treated it
Right.
as a diet, not as a lifestyle.
Exact. Oh, you okay. Okay. You recognize that too. Okay. All
Oh,
right.
yeah.
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 So getting off
Yep.
the food, getting off the junk, all of that sort of thing, that's a small percentage. It's really maybe 20% of the issue. The actual issue is the rest of it. It's the mind stuff. It's the habits. It's
Hmm.
the connecting, well, I go to work, that means I'm going to be in a meeting, I'm going to have something. Or if
Hmm.
I go to the store, I get one treat, like all that kind of nonsense. Or
Hmm.
I'm bored, so I'm going to grab a snack.
Hmm.
There's or mindless eating. You
Right,
don't even
right.
know that you did it. You went
No,
somewhere,
no.
samples at Costco, next thing you know, you've stuck it in your mouth, didn't even think about it. Or you
Hmm.
thought, come on, it's only a little bit. It's not a big deal. The
Right,
problem with
right.
that is that that little bit could be a trigger for you to send you way off,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm. Right,
So,
right. Hmm.
yeah, it's a big
It's
issue.
really, it is a big issue. It is a big
Hmm.
issue. And I'm so happy that in my case, being a leader, that I still am in contact with some of my people, okay? And they asked me to be in contact with them. And I'm so happy because we continue along the way. And group support or your Zooms or whatever you're doing, okay, is very, very important.
It
It
is.
doesn't just go away out of your mind. Sure, you can conquer it, you can have that mindset, but it doesn't go away. It's always lurking. Back here somewhere most of the time for everybody of us, you know. And
Yeah,
so
it's
really constant.
looking for a way to get back in. And it's like we
Yeah.
we shut the door. No, you're not coming in that. You're not coming.
Yeah.
I got it. I recognize it. Not happening.
Mm-hmm.
And then what
Mm-hmm.
happens? That little sneaky, whatever you want to call it, sneaks over to the other
Right.
side, and there's a window. And if you open that window, just that crack, just give a little
Yep.
bit of ear, a little bit of thought to
Yep.
that voice that says, "Come on, you can just have that little bite." And you just open it that crack, it
Mm-hmm.
comes in, and next thing you know, you've lost it again. And this isn't
Yeah.
just for, the pull to food or food addiction, as many people will call it, or sugar
Mm-hmm.
addiction, but for
Mm-hmm.
any kind of addiction.
Right. 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 Isn't it the truth? The whole
Hmm.
trouble with thinking food addiction, you can't just the other addictions you can stop doing, but
Right.
food you can't quit eating.
That's right. Yeah.
You know.
And when
Yeah.
people
Yeah.
think of it with food addiction, most of the time it's certain foods. Like if
Mm-hmm.
I said to you, like you said, "Oh, I've got a food addiction, I have to eat something." And I said to you, "Well, here's a can of sardines." If you were hungry, if you were
Yep.
hungry, you would eat it in a moment. You'd say,
Right.
"Oh, thank you so much."
Hmm.
But that's not what you're wanting,
Right,
right?
right,
It's going
right,
to be the
right.
box of cookies or the bag of chips or the bowl
Hmm.
of ice cream or
Hmm.
whatever, sandwiches or whatever
Whatever.
it is.
Yeah, yeah,
Most
yeah, yeah.
likely, most likely it's a carbohydrate.
Okay, okay. That's true.
Most
That's true.
most of the
Hmm.
time, right?
Yes. Yeah. Yes. You're right about that. Hmm. Yeah,
Because if
yeah.
you were, you had a severe craving or whatever for fish or a hamburger patty without the bun or a sauces or
Right.
anything, and you really want to have just that or a boiled egg, I'd say
Yeah.
go eat it.
Yeah.
Don't even
Yeah.
question it.
Isn't that the
Or it's
truth?
like I have
Yeah.
such a craving, I have to have a piece of celery. I have such a craving. Go have a piece
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
celery. Go
Yeah.
have the whole
And
thing, the whole stock.
you know what I used to do? Because it is a challenge to change your eating habits, especially for me. Not that I'm Italian or anything, but pasta, just a little thing like that. And th with this switching technique that you have for your brain, okay, I had to eat something in my mind. I just had to eat something, like you're saying, Kathy. So what I would do is I'd open a big bag of green beans, put them in the microwave. I'd put some spaghetti sauce over it
Yeah,
without the meat. Okay. Little dusting. I used to say dusting of Parmesan cheese, and I'd eat a whole bowl of that, and it would satisfy me.
yeah.
But then after doing that, recognizing food still had a grasp on me, okay, and I didn't want
Hmm.
anybody rule ruled me. Food ruled me. Okay. And I didn't want
Yeah.
that. I don't like anybody to rule me anymore. Okay. I had that in
Yeah.
my life. And so then I made different changes after that. But that's the way I started, anyhow, in, conquering my eating,
Yeah. And I
overeat.
really like that. I like
Yeah.
the approach of it's stepping stones,
Yes. Yes.
rather
Yes.
than telling yourself, I will never eat pasta again. And it's
Right.
your favorite
Right.
food, right? To tell
Yeah.
yourself that, it's too
Yeah.
overwhelming. And this is
It
where I
is.
appreciate people like Maria Emmerich. She has these wonderful recipes for anything,
Oh,
but
really?
they're low carb. You
Yes.
could
Yes.
you could duplicate a Big Mac, and she's got
Yeah.
a way to do that, and it's not going to be
Isn't
throwing you
that
off,
something? Wow.
And I know Weight Watchers has cookbooks out. Ketogenic
Yep.
Woman, she's coming out with
Yep.
a cookbook, and she has a lot of recipes on YouTube. Also,
Mm-hmm.
that you can make. Today, I actually have it almost not every day, but almost egg
Mm-hmm.
white bread. So
Mm-hmm. Oh,
I make this egg white bread from Maria Emmerich. I then, once I'm going to eat it, I toast it in my air fryer for 4 minutes
wow.
and
Wow.
then just put butter on it. And I've got fresh
Yep.
bread and it
There
tastes
you
really
go.
good. You have
And
to
I
get
was
used to it. It's
wondering how
not the
you did
same,
that. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
just like your green beans with the spaghetti sauce
Right.
is not the same, but way healthier.
Right. And it's okay. It's okay. You know what I mean? Us
Yep.
looking forward to that. You know what I mean? It's okay in your mind. You know what I mean? Just like you're saying. Oh, I wondered about that, Kathy, and what your program was, how you handled things like that. That's cool. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Mm-hmm.
the way I see it is everyone is unique unto themselves. We're
Mm-hmm.
all fearfully and wonderfully made, but we're unique in certain
Mm-hmm.
ways, right?
Oh
There's not
yeah.
two snowflakes the same.
Mm-mm.
And
Mm-mm.
so what works for me isn't necessarily what works for you, as I've shared many times. I'm
Right.
carnivore. Maybe some people would say carnivore-ish because I still drink decaf coffee and I do have spices. And sometimes I even have a Diet Coke, which is not so good. But anyway, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
And other people, something else works for them a bit better.
Exactly. Exactly.
But I think
And
we
and
all
that's
can
what.
be united in saying, stay off the junk food.
Oh, definitely. Definitely.
Mhm.
Yeah. And with me, I forgot to say it was fried foods also, deep fried foods. Okay. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Hmm.
Calories on top of calories on top of calories,
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Deep fried foods. And I guess yeah, kind of depends now you do have to make sure you've got enough fat for your hormones. But
Oh, yes.
usually when
Oh,
you see the
definitely.
deep fried stuff, like in a restaurant, they're deep frying in vegetable oils, and that's something you don't want to do,
Right. Right.
right?
People don't know
So,
that, Kathy. A lot of people don't know that.
yeah.
Mm-mm.
And so
Mm-mm.
if you are going to deep fry something, then at least use tallow, or if you're one that does eat any pig, you might use lard. But
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I don't deep fry anything. I have an air fryer and I like it. In
Right.
fact, I
Right.
took out
Right.
for tomorrow night, I'm going to have chicken wings. And that's another part, plan. Plan what you're going to do the next
Mm-hmm.
day. So I
Mm-hmm.
like to plan what I'm going to do. I enter it
Mm-hmm.
into my carb manager, and then
Oh,
the next day I I check or write in what I actually did because it's not always what I planned. Ideally, it
right.
would be exactly what I planned, I suppose. So tomorrow night I've got chicken wings out. I'll put them in the air fryer.
Mm-hmm.
I first of all
Mm-hmm.
I just dry them all off, and I have a certain spice that I like. I learned it from Kelly Hogan, this spice, and it's called Slap Ya Mama. It's a silly name, you know.
Yeah.
It's like these
Yeah.
hot peppers, but Slap Ya Mama,
Mm.
and I just sprinkle that on pretty liberally, and it
Mm-hmm.
just adds
Mm-hmm.
so much flavor to something.
Right. Right.
It's
Right. Right. Yeah, because
another thing
chicken is boring by itself.
by
Chicken can be
itself.
boring by itself. Yeah.
Hmm.
So, yeah.
Now I know
That's
some people
funny.
really like sauces. I'm not into sauces. I've never really liked
No.
sauces, But
I mean,
if
neither.
people like sauces, that is possible. And again, I would say go to Maria Emmerich. She's got all sorts of different kinds of sauces that are
Wow.
next to nothing, but they have great flavor to them, if that's the kind of
Okay.
thing that they want.
Okay.
Hmm.
Okay. Yeah, because a lot of people like sauces. Yeah.
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 Yep. A dipping
Yeah.
sauce
Oh,
or something like that,
yeah.
whatever.
Right. Right. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Which,
Yeah.
yeah, there's so many
Yep.
solutions. There's always a solution.
Yes, and like you said, like we're talking about,
Hmm.
sometimes people think there isn't any,
Right.
and that's the worst thing you can do to yourself is say,
Right.
oh, this won't work and that won't work, and you
It's
have to
not gonna
try
work.
it, see what works. Yes. Mm-hmm.
And sometimes we've failed so many times
Mm-hmm.
and we think, oh, well, it works for everybody else, just doesn't work for me,
Mm-hmm.
woe is me kind of
Mm-hmm.
thing. And
Mm-hmm.
maybe you've fallen down 100 times.
Right.
Maybe you have. You've fallen off
Right.
your plan 100 times.
Yeah.
And that's okay. The 101st
Right.
time might be better.
Yeah.
Or maybe with each
Mm-hmm.
time you learn something,
Right.
right?
Right.
Because we've
Yeah.
developed these bad habits and bad ways of eating over many, many years. And we've been taught
Right.
them by commercials on TV and the things around us. So think of
Mm-hmm.
when you were riding a bicycle, learning to ride a bicycle. Now, some people will get on that bicycle and they'll be able to take off and ride first time. They'll never
You're
fall,
right. You're
basically.
right.
And then there's other people, they don't get it. They're riding, they fall off. What do
Mm-hmm.
you have to do? Get back on. Try
Mm-hmm.
again. If at first you don't succeed, try again.
Right,
Maybe
right,
change
right,
something up a little bit, right? That wasn't
right,
working with your
right.
balance being on one side. So now you got to get it more on in the middle or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah,
And then there's
yeah,
those that have been doing it for years and years and years. They are pros. They know exactly what they're eating. Like you, Pat, I consider you a pro in that. You've been
yeah,
doing
yeah,
your plan for
yeah.
years and years and
Right,
years. Like
right,
bicycle
right.
riders, professional bicycle riders, they do
Mm-hmm.
fantastic. They go into
Mm-hmm.
Tour de France, a
Mm-hmm.
great race. And what happens?
Right, right.
They fall off, they
Ah,
crash. But do
wow.
they stop there? These are professional riders. Do they
That's
stop
right.
there? No,
That's true.
they're right
That's
back
true.
on that bike. They might have a
Yep.
broken leg and they're back on that bike.
Right.
Like they're going to
Right.
keep on going. Nobody's going
Yeah.
to stop me now. This is my thing. This
Yeah.
is what I do. I am a
Yeah.
healthy eater. I am an exerciser, you know, declaring
Yeah.
who are you? I am
Right,
healthy.
right,
I am well. I
right.
am a child of God. I'm a servant of the
Yeah,
king, whatever you want to say, but declare who
exactly.
you are.
Yeah. And we used to announce our name and how much we lost and how many years we had it off. And we used to have a badge for that. But they took that away because it seemed to um, get in the way of other leaders in people seeing them because maybe they didn't have their weight off as long as I did. So they took that away. But I used to say to members, okay, that would say, you've had your weight off all those years because I was a leader for 34 years. Now it's 37 years for me, okay? And no, if I don't have it by now, right, Kathy? I'll
Yeah.
never get it. And
But
so
even
I
if you didn't
and
have it by 34 years, you're still going to try something.
oh yes, yes, yes,
Yeah.
exactly. No,
Don't
no
give
one's
up.
perfect. That's what I said to him. No one
Yeah.
is perfect, okay? But I said I wasn't able to, have to talk about it. So I can't do anything. I can't say anything that I'm not doing. I'm not that type of
Right.
person. You know what I mean? They
Right.
used to have you read off this wall, and I'm thinking, no, I can't read that because I'm really not doing that, and I'd confess that and say, hey,
Yeah.
let's, solve this together, So there's that also, yeah.
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 I mean,
Yeah.
if you're leading anything, you need to be at least one step ahead of whoever's following you.
Ah, never
You
thought of
don't have
that.
to
Yes.
be, you don't have to have totally reached where you want to be. You just need
Mm-hmm.
to be
Mm-hmm.
kind of one step ahead because you're
That's
leading.
true. That's true. because listen, there was members that lost 100 pounds. I had a member a couple months ago. She's been with me practically for the beginning. She finally got to her 160-pound weight loss. She kept
Wow.
trying and trying and trying, and slowly, because after losing, I think about 120, she kind of went on kind of kept it there
Stalled.
for a while.
Mhm,
But it was
mhm.
always in her mind to get to that point. Okay. Isn't that something? And she made
Yep.
it. And she was we were clapping like crazy for her
Oh
because she
yeah.
never gave up all those years. Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And you got to
it's amazing.
expect that it's not going to be just,
Right.
down, 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 down. There will be
Yeah.
stalls. There will be time, even when you're staying on plan, whatever your plan is, and then it goes
Hmm.
up a little bit, and then it
Hmm.
goes down, and then it goes up,
Hmm.
it goes down, it goes flat. It's all over the place. And
Right.
that's why I know with Weight Watchers, they weigh one time a week. And when
Hmm.
I was losing a lot of weight, I weighed one time a month because some people can be so controlled by that scale, right? They
Yes, you're
see the
right.
number. And if they see it
Hmm.
was a big weight loss, they're like, oh, I could probably eat a bit more because look at
Yes,
that.
right.
I didn't need to
Right.
lose
That
four
was
pounds in
me.
1 week, right?
That was me.
Or they
Yeah.
haven't lost anything. And then they're like, oh, it doesn't work. And then they may as well eat. So either way, they're
Yeah.
going to find an excuse to eat.
Hmm. 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 You're right. You're right. Yeah. It's funny.
Gains,
It's
we call
funny. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But you do
it. And
have to have what do you think? What do you think? Why do you think people give up, Kathy? I want that question. Why do you think people actually give up sometimes?
well,
Even if
I
they've
think that
lost 100 pounds and gained it
I
back,
think
why do
it's
you think they give up?
complex. I think sometimes they feel like they're not worthy.
Ah,
They're not worthy
okay.
of the weight loss. Sometimes it's a protective mechanism. They may have been approached by members of the
Yes,
opposite sex
yes.
in an inappropriate way, and they
Right,
don't want to be
right,
attractive to them. And so
right.
it may not be a conscious thing, even it could be
Okay,
subconscious.
okay,
And so
okay.
they put on
Lots of
this
reasons.
protective barrier
Mm-hmm,
so that other
mm-hmm.
people aren't going to hurt them because when they were
Okay.
thin or they saw other people that were thin that were being hurt and
Mm-hmm.
they don't want to be hurt. So,
Okay.
and then there's the cultural stuff. They get a lot of pressure from their culture.
Oh, yeah,
And
yeah.
our culture, our North American culture, is junk food everywhere,
Mm-hmm.
even in the gas
Mm-hmm.
stations. Like what a gas
Right.
station is supposed to sell gas, not a pile of junk food. But anyway, so even there,
Okay.
or they're Italian, you mentioned Italian, or every
Mm-hmm.
culture that there is in the world, they have some
Mm-hmm.
stuff in there that's a specialty,
Right.
and that specialty might bring comfort to them,
Mm-hmm.
or it
Mm-hmm.
reminds them of their home when they were a child and things were nice, or they get the pressure. I made
Mm-hmm.
this for you. Come on.
Yes.
But we always have this. But it's your
Right.
birthday. But it's Christmas, but it's
Mm-hmm.
Hanukkah, but it's this. Eid, whatever it is you're celebrating.
Right. Right.
This is what we do.
Yeah.
And so
So
the
it's
whole
multiple.
cultural thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I think there's
Mm-hmm.
a whole lot of reasons. And then just plain old
Yeah.
habit.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Just
Mm-hmm.
habit. You sit around in the evening, you're watching TV, you're tired.
Mm-hmm.
That's another
Mm-hmm.
thing, tired, not getting enough sleep.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
so when you're not getting enough sleep, then there's more adrenaline. It's a hunger hormone that's happening.
Mm-hmm.
You're not
Mm-hmm.
really hungry. It's just that you don't have enough sleep. And so therefore you want to eat. And
And it's funny you
probably,
said that because funny you said that because I didn't know about sleep. And I just looked it up before we got on here, okay? And that's exactly what it said, okay? That's why
yeah,
people eat to keep awake or whatever, they
yeah,
don't get enough sleep. Yeah, the hunger hormone
the
comes in.
hunger
Yeah.
hormone,
Hmm. I never
ghrelin,
knew
yeah,
that. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
And I
Hmm.
know I used to do that. I'd be driving, and
Mm.
one way I could stay awake while I'm driving is to continue to eat.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
and then what would I do? Other times I would eat until I fell asleep. So I would be eating and eating and eating, probably carbs, right?
Yes.
And next thing
Yes.
you know,
Yes.
I'd be sitting in my chair and I'd be
Yeah.
like out. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
putting myself
Mm-hmm.
to sleep with food, which is what you do with a
Mm.
baby,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So
Right. Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Oh, it is complicated, isn't it? In a
it
way,
is
in a
very,
way.
it is
Mm-hmm.
complicated. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Well,
Mm-hmm.
let's kind of take out our book here.
Oh, okay.
We usually have a little reading from here, and as I read it, just kind of think of it as God speaking to you directly. And I'm not sure. I think we're on page 114. Does that sound 115? Does that sound right to you,
115,
Patty?
right. That's what I have. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. So fear not the enemy. Fear not the enemy, for he has already been stripped of his power, and victory is yours as I stand in the strength of the Lord. Do not turn back now, neither give
Mm,
way to weariness, for I will win this battle for you. Your
mm.
part is to hold the shield of faith in one hand and lift high the sword of my word in the other. My part is to go before you and crush all the forces of darkness in your pathway. For I have said, no weapon formed against you shall prosper. And every place on which the sole of your foot shall tread, I have already given to you. Claim this victory today and be completely set free.
Wow. Again, again.
Again, now, what Pat and I are saying by again is that every week we start with some sort of discussion, and then I read from this book. And every time God has spoken something through this book, and it
Wow.
aligns with whatever we've just been talking about. And it's just totally amazing. So don't turn back now. You
No,
started
no.
on this journey. Keep on going. Don't
Yeah.
become tired of the journey.
Mm-mm,
Just
mm-mm.
keep on going.
No matter what, no matter what. Mm-mm.
Mhm. No
Wow,
matter what.
wow,
And if you slip,
wow.
even like the Tour de France bicycle riders, don't worry about it.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
fell off, you get back
yeah.
on your bicycle, you get back on your
Hmm.
food plan, and you keep on going.
Yeah, yeah, yep. Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Amazing.
And using the sword of the word, speak the word. One thing that's really powerful in speaking the word and saying things of what God says that you are. Look in the mirror and even look in your eyes in the mirror and speak to yourself. We are God's beloved. Say, I love
Hmm.
you.
Hmm.
That's the
Hmm.
Spirit of God saying to you, I love you. But when you say it into your eyes in a mirror, it
Hmm.
hits,
Hmm.
because
Hmm.
so often we can say it and we don't believe it.
Right, right.
So really, do that and say who you are. I am a child of God. I am loved by
Hmm.
the
Hmm.
Almighty.
Yeah,
And say to
yeah.
yourself, I love you. I care about
Hmm.
you. You're worthy.
Yeah. Very good.
Yeah.
Very good. Hmm. Yeah, yeah.
Well, let's see what we can do with sharing from the book. So the book we're looking at is called The Biblio Diet, and it's by Josh Axe and Jordan Rubin. And they have a tremendous testimony, but we're just looking at foods that are in the Bible and how those foods can be used for healing in our body. Now, there's our basic nutrition. For me, that's animal products, but plants. And we looked at honey and other things. They have medicinal purposes. And so we should utilize what God gives rather than turning to drugs as a first recourse. And I'm not saying not
Mm,
to take any medications, that's for sure. I'm just
right.
saying, let's see what else there is. Because when
Hmm.
it's something really mild, or you just want it as a complementary medicine, yeah, see what's out there. So we're looking at exercise. Okay, well, this is my biggest weakness. That's where we're going. right off the bat.
Okay. 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 Hmm.
Yeah. So what if we told you there's one thing that you can do starting today that doesn't require you to buy anything, that's universally endorsed by experts, that won't hijack much of your time, and that will result in the following benefits almost immediately. So things like a better mood, lower chance of premature death,
Mm.
reduced risk of illnesses such as diabetes or cancer, heart disease, hypertension, improvement in brain health, weight loss, more muscle, increased bone density, increased energy levels, reduction of chronic pain. Would you do it? Would you do it? You know, sometimes we know all this stuff, but then we still don't do it.
Mhm.
Of course you would. If you knew all that, well, hopefully you would. So, what's this no-brainer? You guessed it. It's exercise, moving. I prefer to call it movement. Exercise is
Yeah.
traumatizing. Exercise,
Yeah.
I think a gym class where you had to wear these ugly bloomers and they didn't fit me, so I had to have them made for me and they were embarrassing. And so exercise, no, I don't want anything to do with gym class. But
Mm-hmm.
movement, you know, going for a
Mm-hmm.
walk in nature, that's totally different. And something else I just learned recently, it's called A Slow Burn by Frederick Hahn. And so I bought his book, which I actually have right here. Oh, come on. It's a little tight by this chair here. Right there. So it's called Slow Burn. And it's 30 minutes a week for muscle building. And it's very interesting because you don't have to do a lot, but you do the exercises slowly rather than going 1, 2, 3, 4 with your weights.
Right,
No,
right,
you're
right.
taking many minutes and that with the maximum weight. And it's just like, oh my goodness, that's so much
Mm-hmm.
harder, but it doesn't take
Mm-hmm.
as much time.
Right, right.
So we want to feel good on the inside and the outside. Unfortunately, statistics tell us that many Americans don't use this number one ultimate hack. More than 25% of American adults live a sedentary lifestyle. And even with the little bit of exercise that I've been doing, which isn't a lot, and I try to get a walk each day, I'd still say I'm pretty sedentary. So this is for me. Almost half of the states in the United States were reported to have a physical inactivity rate of 25% or more. The American Journal of Medicine characterizes the rate of sedentary lifestyles, which have not improved over the last decade, as unacceptably high. The number is even worse globally. A staggering 1/3 of people worldwide age 15 and up aren't getting enough physical exercise or physical activity. This lack of movement
Mm-hmm.
is having a serious impact on health. So, Dr. Charles Hennekins, one of the world's leading scientists and the third most cited medical researcher from 1995 to 2005, gives a sobering picture of the physical consequences of a sedentary lifestyle. He said, lack of physical activity accounts for 22% of coronary heart disease, 22% of colon cancer, 18% of osteoporotic fractures, 12% of diabetes and hypertension, and 5% of breast cancer. People with a sedentary lifestyle are in greater danger of falling and greater risk of hip, spine, and arm fractures as they age, not to mention the risks of poor mental health, cognitive decline, and worst of all, a much greater chance of a premature death. Now, back to the good stuff. If
Mm-hmm.
regular movement, walking around the neighborhood, pumping some iron, or playing pickleball with friends is part of your everyday lifestyle, congratulations on embracing one of the most important aspects of biblio health. The one lady from our group, Melanie, she's like a pickleball queen. She's so good at
Yeah.
pickleball. I can't do pickleball because I get too lightheaded. I can't get my breath and I'm too lightheaded. So, but that doesn't mean I shouldn't exercise. And whatever you can do a little bit more than what you're doing. That's all. You know?
Mm-hmm.
So if all you can do is sit in your chair and push with your arms up next time, start
Right.
working on getting out of your chair without touching the arms. You know,
Mm-hmm.
start with
Mm-hmm.
where you're at.
Mhm.
So you're on the right track of building a vibrant future like Caleb, the biblical endurance warrior and legend. If you could use a nudge in this area, we're here to give it to you. God designed us to thrive, living, moving, working, playing, and conquering life's challenges. We believe that his prescription for exercise is woven into our daily patterns of work and play, including the oldest physical activity of humankind, which is walking. Even before Eve was created, Adam was assigned the task of caring for God's garden, a job that could not be done without walking. Subsequent development of our species demanded even more walking. The longest lived peoples in human history walked everywhere they went, trailed their animals and herds, hunted wild game on foot, built rugged shelters, or cultivated fields at an active pace each day with intermittent periods of rest. They knew nothing about CrossFit or P90X, had no access to treadmills or bench presses, and did not have memberships to Planet Fitness or the local YMCA. Yet our ancient ancestors were active and didn't have chronic diseases. While many exercise options can add years to your life, reduce the risk of chronic diseases, and uplift your mood, we're going to cover the two simplest and most strategic ways to level up your fitness game. First, walking, and then addition of strength training. No gym membership required. If you think of it, gyms didn't even start till about the 1960s. Remember Jack
Oh,
LaLanne?
really?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
Why would they have to have a gym? People thought that was stupid to begin with because we were
Right.
doing physical jobs,
Mm-hmm.
right? If
Mm-hmm.
you're working out in the farm all day long, or in fields, or in building and laying bricks and hammering and sawing and cutting and axing or whatever you're doing, or even the women
Mm-hmm.
back in the
Mm-hmm.
60s, they go walk to the store to
Yep.
buy the
Yep.
groceries. They walk back with a
Mm-hmm.
bag or possibly
Mm-hmm.
two bags because that's all you could carry. So you're not
Mm-hmm.
getting the whole big cart that you got at Costco, you're going back and forth walking.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a regular activity.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And
Yep.
even not just with that, but the little things. We didn't have a remote, for the TV or whatever.
Right.
This is a Fire
Right.
Stick, but we didn't have that kind of thing. No, we had three
Right.
channels, and you might have had to
Right.
go and you had to adjust the bunny ears so that you could even get it. If you even had the TV and it's all fuzzy
Right.
and it's like, no, get up again because it's still, you got to move it a little bit more to get it just right. And and then you want to cook dinner. Well, we didn't have, what do you call these things? These food processors. We had a knife or whatever. Like you're doing everything
Chop
by
it up.
hand. The can opener, it's
Mm-hmm.
not an electric can opener. No, it's a by
Mm-mm.
hand. Everything was like that. That was the
That's
norm.
true.
Laundry. You might have still been doing
Oh,
laundry
yeah.
with a scrub board. Who knows? Or else you did it
And
with
hang it on a
manure washing,
line. Hang it on the
and you
line
hung it on
outside.
the line. That's right. You went outside. You hung it on the line.
Yeah.
Exactly. So
Oh,
that's why
that's
we have
funny.
gyms today. There's no need to have a gym if we had physical jobs, but we
Yeah.
don't.
Yeah. Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Even doing diapers. I had cloth diapers with my first
Mm-hmm.
couple of kids.
Mm-hmm.
And nowadays they're just disposables,
Oh,
disposable,
yeah, that's
disposable.
true. That's true. I never thought of it. Oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Everything. And everything
Yeah.
counts. Every little bit of movement counts.
Yes. Yes.
So Jesus was literally strong and mighty. So when Jesus lived, ride sharing apps didn't exist unless you count borrowing your neighbor's donkey for a quick trip. Public transportation? Nope, not a chance. Without buses, motor vehicles,
Mm,
or even horse-drawn carriages, travel was all about putting one foot in front of the other. Sure, there were
yeah.
donkeys, carried the baggage, and the horses and the chariots were reserved for the rich. Everybody else, they walked.
Mhm.
The Mayo Clinic says the average American walks about half a mile to 2 miles a day, roughly 3,000 to 4,000 steps. That's what I do. I'm trying to make it just to 5,000. I'm like 5,000, Cathy.
Me
Come on, do
too.
5,000.
Me too.
You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But I have many, many days that I only have 3,000. And even today, which I did go for a walk, and yeah, be about 3,000. So
Mm-hmm.
while hitting
Mm-hmm.
those daily steps can be a struggle for many people today, Jesus would have made our modern pedometers explode. It's said that getting in 10,000 steps, about 5 miles, is great for health. If that's true, and we assure you it is, Jesus must have been in the best shape of his life during his public ministry. It may shock you to learn that during that 33-year period, the Son of God walked about 20 miles a day.
Oh my gosh.
And I know many people that do in Africa, that they actually walk that every day.
Wow.
And I'm like, wow. So we were blown away when we learned this. It's the equivalent of taking 80 laps around a standard outdoor track. Or think of how far you can get in a car driving 60 miles per hour for 20 minutes. That's how
Mhm.
much Jesus walked. Our Savior didn't take it easy after he died and was resurrected either. On the day he arose from the grave, scripture tells us Jesus appeared to Luke and Cleopas on the road to Emmaus and walked with them for 7 miles. That's in Luke 24:13-35. So now let's consider how strong Jesus was. Before his public ministry began, Jesus trained as a carpenter with his dad,
Mhm.
Mark 6:3. Carpenters back then, they were the real deal. They crafted
Mhm.
essential tools like carts and plows, not to mention doors and beams for houses. Forget about going to a lumber yard or to Home Depot for ready-to-use wood. Carpenters like Jesus, they felled the trees themselves. They cut and they shaped and smoothed, not with electric machines, but with basic tools like hammers and chisels. Talk about a workout. Research today tells us that the grip strength is a strong indicator of health. Given Jesus' physical activities and the demands of his work, it's reasonable to assume that he had robust grip strength. Turns out Jesus offers us more than faith lessons, insights into health as well in the Word, right? So while it may not give you the ripped body you always dreamed of, the point of the Biblio diet is longevity over aesthetics. Walking is a great place to start if you're new to exercising or simply lack the motivation to become more active. Even if you're a seasoned athlete and prefer working up a sweat by doing burst fit training, running, or demanding sport, walking can still be a great form of activity that complements these tougher workouts. Walking is super convenient, doesn't wear down joints, and yet still burns calories, revs up your metabolism, and can prevent dozens of diseases. There's really no downside to walking more. So wherever you're walking now, however much it is, if you're walking 1,000 steps a day, let's try for 1,200, 1,500. If you're walking 3,000, try to up that a little bit. Just like anything else, just try to up it a bit more than where you're at. And welcome back, Pat.
Thank you. It went
So
off.
I know I saw you leave. I didn't know what was happening. As far as I know,
It
I'm
just went
still on.
off. Yeah,
Yeah,
just went
I
off.
don't know.
Sorry about that.
It's okay. So we're talking about walking,
Right.
right? So wherever you're at
Yes.
and walking, maybe just up a little bit. And for myself, I'm really going to try to aim at that 5,000 steps. I think that that's quite reasonable for me.
Mm-hmm.
I know I can
Mm-hmm.
do it.
Mm-hmm.
There's the odd day where I might get, up to 9,000. But there's several days where it's only 3. So just want to get that up a little bit.
Right.
Somebody said to me too, because my excuse is always, oh, but the weather, it's too
Yeah.
hot, it's too cold, it's raining, it's too windy,
Right.
whatever, it's
Right.
too. And
Yes.
someone said to me, there's no such thing as bad weather, only bad clothing. And I thought, well, yes, I do have a raincoat. I do have a winter coat.
Mm.
I have boots and I have cleats for my boots.
Oh, no.
So, yeah.
Right.
So
Mm.
embracing movement for everybody. And I also have a walking track near me.
Do you
Yeah,
really? Oh my gosh.
indoors, indoors.
Oh, hey, I'm the same way, Kathy. Don't.
I know. Yeah. So whatever your body is, whatever you're doing now, embrace movement for everybody. For those with
Hmm.
physical limitations who can't engage in traditional walking or weightlifting, remember that movement can be adapted to suit your unique needs. Consider
Hmm.
gentle exercises like chair yoga or seated Tai Chi, which can improve
Hmm.
flexibility and balance while being
Hmm.
easy on the joints, or water-based exercises such as aquatherapy. I love that actually. It's just too hard to get to a pool from here. Offer a
Yeah.
low impact way to strengthen muscles and enhance cardiovascular health. Always
Hmm.
consult with a healthcare professional to tailor a routine that respects your body's boundaries while encouraging vitality and well being.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
remember, every movement counts.
Yeah.
Every movement.
Right.
And so we can walk our way to wellness. A study conducted by the London School of Economics and Political Science cited walking as one of the very best preventative measures for fighting off weight gain and as beneficial as hitting the gym, or even more so. The results of the study, which investigated the effects of various workouts on health markers in more than 50,000 adults over the course of 13 years, found that walkers tend to be thinner than those who go to the gym or uh, regularly only practice high intensity workouts. Walking briskly for at least 30 minutes a day was correlated with a lower BMI and smaller waistline compared with non walkers. What's even more impressive is that the results were particularly pronounced in women, people over the age of 50, and those with low incomes, three populations who notoriously struggle with their weight. So when you do it enough and consistently, that's a big word, consistently. So doing it one day and then not doing it again for 3 weeks doesn't count, right? You want to
Mm-mm.
try to do it every day. Walking can
Hmm.
advance cardiovascular health and immunity, defend against depression, and upgrade cognitive function. Walking is also one of the best and most accessible life extenders in that it protects your heart, brain, muscles, lungs, bones, and more. Recent research suggests that just 10 to 30 minutes of walking every day is adequate for both extending your lifespan and improving your quality of life. Oh, 10 to 30 minutes. Well, 10 minutes. Yeah, I get that. 30 minutes straight, not always. So you might be thinking, is 10 minutes of walking really enough? Yes, according to a 2022
Hmm.
study published in JAMA,
Hmm.
Internal Medicine. It's a great start and can certainly help inhibit some of the negative effects of a sedentary lifestyle
Hmm.
um, that we mentioned earlier, including preventable deaths. Walking more, of course, offers even more benefits. So if you walk at least 150 minutes a week at a brisk pace, get ready to sleep better, increase your energy, lower your blood pressure and cholesterol levels, and reduce your risk of cognitive degeneration. You won't be able to stop yourself from feeling an overall boost of well-being. Here's the plan. Wake up and take a 30-minute walk around your neighborhood 5 times a week, or walk for 15 minutes in the morning and another 15 minutes right after lunch or dinner 5 times a week. Now, that sounds pretty doable, right? It doesn't sound too terribly bad. I think we can probably do that. And I'll just read this next little bit.
Okay.
To women, attention women, you may not need as much exercise as men. Okay. A new study has unveiled a surprising revelation. Women may need only half the amount of exercise as men to achieve similar benefits in terms of longevity. Research suggests that women who engage in 140 minutes of weekly exercise saw the same benefits for longevity as men who did 300 minutes of aerobic exercise weekly. The study also revealed that women who engage in regular physical activity may significantly extend their lifespans. So this research, this Hong Wai Yi MD or whatever et al., sex differences in association of physical activity with all cause and cardiovascular mortality. So that was from the Journal of the American College of Cardiology. So if
Hmm.
you're ready to mix things up beyond walking, grab a racquetball, Try your hand at tennis or squash or racquetball or pickleball. Swimming, that's another great option. That's good on
Mm-hmm.
easy on the joints and fantastic
Mm-hmm.
for health benefits. Next, we're going to learn about the second part of the dynamic duo that helps optimize fat loss, build muscle, and lessen the risk of cardiovascular disease. A study published in the British Journal of Sports Medicine found that adults who both strength trained 1 or 2 times per week, which is what this guy recommends that I was showing you, Frederick Hahn, is twice a week, and engaged in recommended aerobic exercise had a 41% lower risk of premature death compared to those who did not exercise. If strength training isn't a part of your fitness routine, it's time to invite this practice into your biblio way of life.
Right, 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 right.
So you walk usually what? How much? Three
Nope,
thousand?
nope. I am not a walker. I do not like to walk. And I always say, you have to do something that you love to do. And I am a
Yes,
dancer from a little girl up.
perfect.
And when I had my treatments and was trying to build my energy back up, I actually, I think I may have told you before, I actually
Yep,
was walking and I was hardly getting any steps in whatsoever. I put music on and I walked 3 times more than I
yep,
would if I just walk without the music. It was
yes,
amazing. It was amazing.
yep.
When I was a leader, I'd get dirty looks when I'd turn around and say, "We're going to talk about exercise today." So I would do anything for them. Okay. So I made up did you ever do the hokey pokey? You put your left arm in, you
Yes,
take left arm. Okay.
yep,
It was the weight loss pokey. I'd have everybody stand up that wanted to
yep,
and would do the weight
yep,
loss pokey
yep.
and sing it, you know what I mean? And it was so funny. It was so funny. But and I said, this is what it's all about, having fun and doing that gives you fun. You know what I mean? I'd say that at
Right.
the end.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
isn't it true? Yeah.
Absolutely. And on that note, I mean, there's a lot of walking videos on YouTube that you
Yep.
can walk with
Yep.
the video. There's a lot of
Yep.
different strength training, resistance band videos that you can follow.
Yep.
There's Tai
Hmm.
Chi, there's yoga, there's Pilates, anything,
So
and you can
that's yeah.
follow it on there. And there's
Yeah.
music, there's dance videos. Maybe you want to learn
Yes.
how to do a new kind of dance. So for a while,
Right.
I put videos on to do African dancing, right? Because I'm like,
Oh,
oh, let me just
really?
learn how do you do
Oh,
African dancing? How do you do this kind of thing, right?
wow.
And
Okay.
it doesn't matter what you're doing. The point is that you're moving your body
Yes.
instead of sitting
Yes.
in a chair like this, my
Right.
rocker recliner, right?
Right.
I can
And
leave
just
that off for
talking.
another 20 years and then maybe I'll sit here. Maybe.
Maybe. Yeah. Yeah. Oh God. You're right,
Yeah,
Kathy. You're right. You're right.
but do
It
what you
is.
like to do. And
Yeah.
everybody likes some kind of music, and it doesn't matter what
Right.
kind of music, go to that. If you like
Yeah.
classical, fine. Start waltzing.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Waltzing Matilda,
Yes.
whatever
Yeah.
you want to do.
And
Yeah.
I'm very fortunate because we do have a pool in our backyard. When
Oh,
my daughter was young, we had a
mm,
pool when she was a little
yep.
girl. So when I moved in with her, she said, "Mom, I'm going to build a pool for us," because she always did love to swim also. Okay. So
Yep.
it's not real big. It's just a small pool. That's all we need. Okay. And we are very lucky. We have a pool. So I get on that little noodle thing and just move around all the time I'm in there. You know what I mean? It's so
Even
much
with
fun.
resistance. So
Yes.
sometimes I'll get to the pool and you've got those foam bars
Yes.
or
Yes.
or the pool noodle and pushing it
Right.
down under the water. That's resistance training.
Exactly.
You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
and just walking on the spot, that's
Okay.
resistance. Walking across the
Yes.
pool and back and forth, that's all
Hmm.
resistance. So, you
Right.
know,
Right.
do what you can do, do what you enjoy. If you want to bike ride, dance, whatever, do
Hmm.
that. Rowing, that's a great exercise.
Hmm.
Nordic pole walking is a great exercise. There's so many things.
There
Bowling,
is. There is.
you
Yeah.
name it. It's out there, but just
Yes.
move.
Hmm.
Even
Hmm.
people that fidget more, it's healthier for those that fidget more
Right. Right.
because they're moving
Right.
their body
Yeah.
than
They
somebody
burn
that's
more
just
calories.
sitting there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're burning
Mhm.
calories the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
All right. Well,
Okay.
Pat, let's pray, and then we're going to have a
Yep.
fantastic week. Okay.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Father God, I thank you, Lord, that you know each one of us, each one that's listening today. You know the hurts and the burdens and the things that we carry. You know our failures. And you also know, Lord, where you want to take us. So I pray, Lord, that even this week, you'll give us those reminders of what you want us to do for the day. You'll give us reminders to move our bodies. You'll give us reminders to eat healthy. Show us, Lord, even when we're grocery shopping, to buy the right things that we need to nourish our bodies. And when it comes to times of temptation, Lord, give us the strength to resist, because you said as we resist the enemy will flee.
Mm.
Lord, I thank you that you've given us everything that we need for life and for godliness. Thank you for your word. Thank you for this teaching. And this week, Lord, help us to make steps each day, whether it's in dance, whether it's in walking, whether it's with resistance bands, but steps forwards towards longevity, to living a long and healthy and prosperous life in you. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Is that the truth? Very good, Kathy.
Well,
Good
thank
prayer.
you for being here, Pat. You have a great week. See you next
You
week.
too. Yep.
Yep.
See you
Bye-bye.
next week.